The calendar of saints is a traditional Christian method of organizing a liturgical year by associating each day with one or more saints and referring to the day as the feast day or feast of said saint. The system arose from the early Christian custom of commemorating each martyr annually on the date of his or her death, or birth into heaven, a date therefore referred to in Latin as the martyr's dies natalis. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, a calendar of saints is called a Menologion. Menologion may also mean a set of icons on which saints are depicted in the order of the dates of the feasts, are often made in two panels. History. As the number of recognized saints increased during late antiquity and the first half of the Middle Ages, eventually every day of the year had at least one saint who was commemorated on that date. To deal with this increase, some saints were moved to alternate days and some traditions are completely removed, with the result that some saints have different feast days in different calendars. For example, St. Perpetua and Felicity died on the 7th of March, but this date was later assigned to St. Thomas Aquinas, allowing them only a commemoration, so in 1908 they were moved one day earlier. When the 1969 reform of the Catholic calendar moved him to the 28th of January, they were moved back to the 7th of March. Both days can thus be said to be the feast day in different traditions. The Roman Catholic calendars of saints in the various forms, which list those saints celebrated in the entire Church, contains only a selection of the saints for each of its days. A fuller list is found in the Roman martyrology, and some of the saints that may be celebrated locally. The earliest feast days of saints were those of martyrs, venerated as having shown for Christ the greatest form of love. In accordance with the teaching, greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. St. Martin of Tours is said to be the first or at least one of the first non-martyrs to be venerated as a saint. The title, confessor, was used for such saints who had confessed the faith in Christ by their lives rather than by their deaths. Martyrs are regarded as dying in the service of the Lord, and confessors are people who died natural death. A broader range of titles was used later, such as virgin, pastor, bishop, monk, priest, founder, abbot, apostle, doctor of the Church. The Tridentine Missal has common formulae for masses of martyrs, confessors who were bishops, doctors of the Church, confessors who were not bishops, abbots, virgins, non-virgins, dedication of churches, and feast days of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Pope Pius XII added a common formula for popes. The 1962 Roman Missal of Pope John XXIII omitted the common of apostles, assigning a proper Mass to every feast day of an apostle. The present Roman Missal has common formulas for the dedication of churches, the Blessed Virgin Mary, martyrs, pastors, doctors of the Church, virgins, and saints. This calendar system, when combined with major church festivals and movable and immovable feasts, constructs a very human and personalized yet often localized way of organizing the year and identifying dates. Some Christians continue the tradition of dating by saints' days. The works may appear dated as the feast of St. Martin. Poets such as John Keats commemorate the importance of the eve of St. Agnes. As different Christian jurisdictions parted ways, theologically differing lists of saints began to develop. This happened because the same individual may be considered a saint, a doctor by one church and a heretic by another, as in the cases of Nestorius, St. Dioscorus, or St. Flavian ranking of feast days. Feast days are ranked in accordance with their importance. In the present ordinary form of the Roman Rite, feast days are ranked as solemnities, feasts and memorials. The 1962 version, whose use is authorized by the motu proprio Summorum Pontificum as an extraordinary form of the Roman Rite, divides liturgical days into I, II, III, and IV class days, as decreed by Pope John XXIII in 1960. Those who use even earlier forms of the Roman Rite rank feast days as doubles, semi-doubles, and simples. See ranking of liturgical days in the Roman Rite. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, the ranking of feasts varies from church to church. In the Russian Orthodox Church, there are great feasts, middle, and minor feasts. Each portion of such feasts may also be called feasts as follows: all-night vigils, polyolios, great doxology, sextuple. There are also distinctions between simple feasts and double. In double feasts, the order of hymns and readings for each feast are rigidly instructed in Typicon, the liturgy book. In the Church of England, there are principal feasts and principal holy days, festivals, lesser festivals, and commemorations.